I'm here. Guess I need to fix my lights. Okay, I'm back. Oh, long day. Just got in. Another private charter. And it was good fishing today, local. Good fishing. So, Jeff, you're still in town. Yeah, Bo, you came one trip too early. We fished that same spot. We didn't have all that wind that we had on your trip. And that spot, the horseshoe where I took you guys at the end of the trip, did the same thing on this trip. We went there at the end of the trip. And first fish we got was a legal barracuda. I think we ended up with 7 legals, something like that. And we released about 10 or 12 shorts. And we had a couple bust off right at the boat that were legal. So that's how it went. But fish are finally back there, so it was good. Yeah, we caught some on MM7s. Just me and Roger were throwing in my deckhand. But the ones that my passengers all got, they were on live sardines. Yeah, that's the way it goes, Phil. Sorry. You know, sometimes you're on them and sometimes you're not. And we got really lucky today and we got them. April's hungry already. How'd you guys do, Jeff? You get any tuna today? Any Dorado? And you're in Ensenada, right? You're not in San Diego. Yeah, I've been on the water all day, so I didn't drink enough water on the boat today. I need to drink more water. Yeah, the jig we used was the MM7 version of this. This is a 5, but Jeff was saying he had really good luck on the yellowtail on this jig, so I threw it today on my charter with the MM7, this color, and we got a couple of barracuda on that. But it was kind of tough fishing because the guys I had knew nothing about fishing, never fished before. So we had to cast for them. We had to do everything for them. And but that's what what we do. So we cast everything for them, and they were able to do it and catch the fish. All right, Jeff's up in Dana tonight. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I thought you guys were leaving the boat in Ensenada. What website do I use to check the weather? I use NOAA. And let me give you a link. This is for Southern California. Well, let me get it closer. Give you a link for Southern California. So here's for Catalina for tomorrow, since I'll be there tomorrow. But this will give you an idea of the website that I use, and it's free. So you guys can use that website. Yeah, Mark, I'll be on my boat tomorrow, Catalina. Have a private charter taking 4 people out. That's good. I'm glad Excalibur did so good and the Grande did so good on Yellowtail. Thanks for letting me know, guys. So the guys I had today never fished before. They wanted some fish to eat, so we ran outside to sculpin grounds and let them catch. We didn't quite get limits of sculpin. I think we were like 5 shy or so for the 4 people. And then they got the sculpin. Then we went inside, and some of them were getting seasick. So we went in close on the horseshoe, on the inside part of the horseshoe, and that's where we found the barracuda. And nice barracuda. We could have probably limited out on barracuda, but we had a seal hanging out with us. Actually, 2 seals. And every short barracuda release and every calico bass we release, the seals ate them. But that's what happens. Mark, for the sculpin, we use a double dropper loop rig with 2 bucktails, not this big, but just a 1 ounce bucktail. And then for the barracuda, it was either the Magic Metal 7, this jig in the green color, or it was live bait. And when you're fishing barracuda, it's really important you guys use a circle hook like this. A circle hook is really important for the barracuda, so you don't lose too many of them. We lost the first 3 or 4 because we had J hooks on, and the fish swallowed the hooks, so we lost the fish. Well, you got 2 bluefin yesterday. That's nice. What do you do with all those tuna, Jeff? You guys catch a bunch of them. You get the bluefin on flyers or kites, or what are you guys doing? Oh, Marshall, you saw us today? Were you on the Victory? I think you were on the Victory today, you said. Yeah, we were over there for a little bit. We actually did better on the spot before we got over to the Victory. I think the Victory went over to the area where I started at. Okay. So Jeff's getting all his tuna on rubber band rigs, big sinkers down deeper. Thanks, Bo. Yeah, Bo, we have discounted trips on Wednesdays for every week in July. So if you're interested in doing one of the discounted trips for the July, I'll post a link here. All the ones for June are sold out, but we do have some spots available, open party spots for July available, and they're like 25% off our website price. So if you guys are interested and you want to go on a private charter, but you don't want to pay for all 4 spots, you don't have friends to go with you, you just want to buy 1 spot, you can use that link there and join us. Just buy 1 spot and come out with us. What color Magic Metals? I like the blue color. I also like the mackerel color. And you can never go wrong with chrome. This is a chrome one here. This works out good too. For tuna, yellowtail, all that. We also have an all red one that works really good for the tuna. And it probably would work good for the yellowtail. I haven't tried it for the yellowtail yet. If you guys want to get a discount on Magic Metals and B52 bucktails, just use this code here, save 20 on my website, and you get 20% off. And again, there's a link there for our discounted trips, or very special trips for Wednesdays. And every other week we're doing a half-day local or a Catalina trip. So you guys can sign up for those. We need 3 people for the trip to go. So that's how that works. When's the last time I saw Bluefin Tuna by Catalina? They were there last year. They were the 277, which isn't too far off Catalina. It's like in between Catalina and Clemente off the east end. So it's not bad. Yeah, there's been tuna out there before. And actually, some guys caught tuna going from Long Beach, San Pedro over to Catalina last year. They saw schools of tuna on the morning, going across. So they were able to catch them that way. All right, so Scott Jones has a request for his son, Willie. Hi, Willie. Thanks for watching. I'm Dan. I see dead fish. And I just got home from my charter, and then I had to go run to a couple of stores. And then I had to go visit my parents. They bought a new boat today. So now in our family, we have 4 boats. A Chris Craft, a Tierra, my skiff in the backyard, and now we have a Duffy. My parents have a Duffy boat. So it's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, Bo, there was tuna on the backside. Some guys even caught them over by Farnsworth. They had gone to Farnsworth to go look for yellowtail, and bluefin tuna showed up, and they caught them there. So you never know. So Johnny's asking if I ever check this solar tables. I really don't check them. I'll check tides once in a while. I try to stay away from full moons if I can, but if I have a charter and that's the only day they can go, that's the day we go. I will tell you, for my TV filming trips, we, as a rule, do not book anything on full moons. We try not to, at least. And it's not that you can't catch fish on a full moon, but if you're trying to catch like live squid for bait, you're not going to be able. It's really tough to do it on a full moon. And with full moons, lots of times you get really inconsistent winds. You might get really strong winds, and so it's better to stay away from the full moon. But you can catch fish on a full moon. Lots of times, full moon's one of the best times to go fish for calico bass because you got lots of current. So Derek, I need some B52s. Sculpin's only wanted to buy bucktails. Yeah, nothing works better than B52 bucktail for sculpin. They work great for rockfish. These bigger ones work good for the lingcod. But yeah, you guys should use that discount and get some bucktails if you're going to be fishing sculpin, sand bass, calico bass, all that stuff, and save 20%. And the only people that really know about this coupon, that code, is all you guys here that we get together on these things, because I don't advertise anywhere else. We don't do email blasts about it. Okay, what else? Johnny says, lost a huge yellowtail to a sea lion on Monday. Where'd you lose that, Catalina or local? Henry, 1 ounce glow in the dark, sold out. Henry, we have some. I think Monica just needs to update our online store. If you want to call the office tomorrow at 562-865-3764, she can take your order for you. She'll be there tomorrow for a few hours. I think she's there from, I want to say 10 a.m. to like 1 or 2 p.m. She's just there for a few hours. So you can call her and she can get you those bucktails. And if you give her that code, the Save 20, she'll give you the discount for that. Terry says she can hear us now. Okay, John was at Catalina. What part of Catalina were you, John? Were you on the east end, middle of the island, west end? Jeff, the Duffy is an 18-footer. Small boat, like for 10 people. Okay, so Adder Outdoors Adventures is asking, how long of a leader from braid to fluoro? If you would have asked me the last couple of years, I would say fill your reel with Spectra, braid, stuff, the white line, and then put half the length of your fishing rod for fluorocarbon. But I'm starting to become a believer now of leaving enough room for at least 75 yards of a regular monofilament. So I would suggest, and you're probably not going to do it because most people like to go straight Spectra, but I would suggest you put Spectra on first, at least 2/3 of the reel or so, and then leave room for some mono top shot, 100 yards, less than 100 yards, really, just so the knot's far enough down that you can cast and won't get in the way. And then on top of that, put your fluorocarbon. Like I said, only about half the length of your rod. So if you have an 8-foot rod, 4 feet of fluorocarbon would be great, and that'll work out good. And the reason I say that is because you want that stretch. And I've had a bunch of tuna when I went straight Spectra to fluorocarbon where the knot just blew up because it drags so tight, and Spectra doesn't stretch. So with the monofilament, you don't have that problem. It stretches. So you want that stretch. Steve, what's your forecast on summer fishing? I think it's going to be great. It's already good now, and it's only June. I mean, there's lots of yellows at Catalina, and the only reason they're not catching more yellows at Catalina is because the yellows are big. They're like 30 pounds and bigger. So a lot of people are getting busted off, run into the rocks. Seals are eating some, but it's just, it's really tough. What else? Bo wants to know, is lobster going? Lobster fishing usually isn't good on a full moon. I wouldn't go lobster fishing on a full moon. Well times. Dan, talk quickly on the Bluefin days right out of Redondo Harbor. Yeah, that would be Bluefin right there. One of my best Bluefin trips out of Redondo was on when the Ocean Odyssey was called the Blackjack. And Dennis, who was the captain at the time, took us to San Clemente Island. And we got there late. We got there like 1 p.m. And he waited for a good fresh bait, live anchovies. And we got out there and we ended with 132 bluefin. They were smaller fish, like 10 pounders, 15 pounders. But we were anchored up at San Clemente and we had like 130 bluefin. I want to say it was Labor Day or Memorial. No, I think it was Labor Day weekend. And that was a while back. That was before I was on TV. before most of you were born. So that was great fishing. But yeah, right there in the harbor too, there would be bluefin coming through. Do you think bluefin will be around in August? Yes, I think bluefin will be around. The bluefin haven't gone anywhere. So Jeff says the bluefin love full moons. Yeah, for night fishing, I would think that would be great. So Jeff says that for night fishing. Bo, how do I fish bucktail for calicos? If this was a 1 ounce bucktail, I would put strips of squid on here, cast it out, and just let it flutter along the kelp and go down the bottom. If I don't get bit, I'd wind it up like 5, 6 cranks and then let it flutter and just work it that way. And for sand bass, I'd leave it on the bottom and just hop it from rock to rock. That's how I normally catch them. Steven, would bucktails work for surf fishing? Yes, they do. There's one of the guys, I don't know if he'll be on here later. He says he catches halibut on them. He uses a 1/2 ounce model and catches halibut on them. And probably spotted bait, surf perch too, but he likes to fish them for halibut. Victor, what length rod do you prefer for tuna fishing? It depends on the tuna. I would say for the smaller school size fish, 7.5, 8 foot rod's fine. Fish get over 30, 40 pounds. You probably want to go shorter. I don't know what's just probably using a 6 foot rod. I don't know. What do you use for nighttime fishing, Jeff? Are you using a 6 foot, 7 foot rod for those tuna? Especially those fish over 100 pounds. I don't think you're going to be using a really long rod. But Jeff can answer that question. He's fishing a lot of tuna right now. And he doesn't even live in California. When you live in Chicago or somewhere, he's out here all the time fishing tuna. He has a boat here, so he's catching a lot of tuna. You have anything good? The Enterprise is a great boat. I'm not sure what you're asking. If I have anything good about the Enterprise for yellowtail. Captains on the Enterprise, City of Long Beach are great captains. They're good boats. I would go fishing. I go fishing on them every year. And, if you're not sure what lures and stuff to use, stick with live sardines or live mackerel for the yellowtail. That works out good. Also, the Pure Point Landing is starting to run twilight trips. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but they just sent an email out that they're going to start running twilight trips. So I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but you can check on their website. Jeff is fishing on his own boat. It's a private boat. Jeff doesn't care how much he spends on gas, it seems, because he's out all the time. Michael's counting down the time. 6 days and 32 minutes, and he's on the Pacific Queen. That's cool. Derek, you should come on one of my open party trips. Come with us, Kelly, and catch some yellows and stuff. Hopefully we get some yellows tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on Friday how we do. So Johnny says he's in the market for a new reel that he can use for rockfish, yellowtail white sea bass, lingcod. What reel do I currently for those species? I use low profile reels. I use either a Daiwa Lexus, Akuma, Komodo, the 400 series. Yeah, it would be perfect for all that, for rockfish, yellowtail, white sea bass, halibut, lingcod. Put, and if you want more line capacity, you could even put 50-pound Spectra on there. I know lots of guys go with 65-pound, but if you want more line capacity, you could go with 50. But either one of those works good. Hey Max, you're on the boat with us tomorrow? Okay, cool. For rockfish, do I add some weight? If I'm fishing bucktails for rockfish, like 2 bucktails and a double dropper loop rig, yeah, I'm using weight. It depends how deep we are. It might be a whole pound, 16 ounces. It might be 8 ounces. Today we were using 10 ounces in 150 feet of water, so the lines would go straight down. So it just depends, how deep you're fishing, how much the current is. If I'm fishing for lingcod in under 200 feet of water, I'm fishing just a straight 6-ounce bucktail with a long single tail by Double A on here. Hello, Jack. Javier, what do your private charters include as far as what the guys supply? We supply all the fishing tackle, rods and reels. We supply the bait. It's me and a deckhand, the boat. You have full rent of the boat. That's pretty much it. The only thing you need to bring on my private charters, if it's a open party private charter like the ones we do on Wednesdays, or if it's a private charter and you charter the whole boat, is basically whatever you want to eat and drink, and your fishing license, and that's it. Bring a camera. Hey, Bo, I was bummed we didn't take a picture together. I mean, you guys were excited to meet me, but we should have taken a picture together. Kevin, what about full moons for white sea bass? I don't think full moons for white sea bass is very good. Right after full moon is really good. Especially if you're fishing white sea bass and you're trying to make live squid, you're gonna have a really hard time catching any live squid during a full moon. Jack, do we have any filming trips scheduled? Yeah, we have our whole schedule up on our website. We'll be adding more trips. We still got to talk to some of the boats because of the virus thing and see. There's some trips that we have that we haven't put back up on the website just because we got to talk to skippers and see what the new loads are. Like we have a trip on the Enterprise, and we were going to take 40 people, I think 45 people, and now we can only take 28. So yeah, so that's the problem. So we're trying to fix all that out. Okay. No, I didn't see you follow me on Instagram. I guess I need to check that stuff. Yeah, we're going to keep doing these chats Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for June. And then in July, we're going to switch over to Tuesday and Thursdays. And if there's a really good football game on Thursdays, these are going to be really short on Thursdays. But the other days, we'll do at least an hour. Okay. Tyler, hey, Dan, just returned from City of Long Beach. Yeah, I saw you guys out. You guys passed me when I was heading inside, Tyler, to go fish the Barracuda, and you guys were heading out. Um, we did really good on the Barracuda today. I think we had 7 or 8 legals, and we had a bunch of shorts. And if I had people that knew how to fish today, we would have really, really got good. But we knew we didn't have any talent today. So Cordova is saying you want to talk about fishing later. You can always send me an email if you have any questions or if you have specific questions. Oh, okay. You want to send me messages on Instagram? That's fine. You can do that. If I'm not on the water with the charter, I'd be glad to answer you. What's my opinion of conventional reels for right-handed persons, left-handed winding or right side? If you're left-handed, you should probably get a reel that has designed for left-handed people. I'm not sure what you want me to say about that, but right-handed reels are designed for people with right hands. I would think a left-handed reel would be good for somebody that's left-handed. J90, hey Dan, how do you sneak your beer on sport fishers? I don't think you should even try sneaking beer on sport fishers. I mean, the guys are there to make a living. You should just, if you want to buy a beer, buy it from the boat. I think it's a lot better. They're trying to make a living, especially this year. Everybody got beat up this year with the virus. Our boats were tied up to the docks for 3 months, so it's pretty tough. So please support the boats. Yeah, Jack, April doesn't like fireworks at all. April, she stays inside when the fireworks are going off. I keep her in the house. She likes the sound of her cookies hitting the wood. There she goes. I think she likes these talks as much as you guys do because she knows she's going to get fed. John wants to know how many hours are my private charter trips. It depends what they are. If the half day trip is normally 5 to 6 hours, the Catalina trips are normally 9 to 10 hours. We normally go to Catalina at 7 a.m. and get back around 4 or 5 o'clock. We try to get back around 4 before it gets really windy. And we can leave at 9 o'clock because we can get to the island in an hour. If the water's calm and flat, there's no problem running 22 knots, 20 knots to get to the island. So that's why we don't leave at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I leave at 7 o'clock, and even after I stop and get bait, I beat the boats to the island that left at 6. So, and when I'm at the island, I can fish more spots because I can cover a lot more island. Because when I'm traveling from spot to spot, instead of going 8 or 9 knots like a big sport boat, I can cruise at 14 to 20 knots and get to the different spots a lot faster. So it makes it pretty good. So Derek, I want to go fishing on your boat, Dan, but I don't. I can justify the price. Yeah, Derek, when you can, you should try it. Maybe for your birthday or something. And go on the discounted trips. You save 25%, especially on the tuna trip. I mean, tuna. On the Catalina trip, private charter, you save $100. So it's on a Wednesday, so that would be good. They're not every Wednesday, they're like every other Wednesday. Okay, Tyler, so you got fish. That's cool. Any tips, say live bait? Um, they're asking any tips for live bait versus a Tatty 4.0. If I was throwing a Tatty jig for yellowtail or calico bass, I'd be throwing a Tatty 45. I wouldn't be throwing the 4.0. And if there's a lot of barracuda, and Jeff says he's been using these for yellows, the magic metal jigs work out good. So I like the magic metal jigs. MM7s work out really good. Michael just booked on the El Dorado for the 10th. Good. Johnny wants to know, are there any legal ways to repel seals from your boat when you're fishing? Not that I know of. Maybe try singing to them. See if your voice is bad enough it scares them away. But no, I don't know. So my name is Oz. What do I recommend for cleaning your rods and reels after saltwater fishing? Fresh water. Use fresh water and rinse off the rods, the guides, everything, the whole rod, the reels. Don't sink. Like I see people talk about taking their reel and putting them like in a tub of water or something. Don't do that. Just hose them off. That's all you got to do. And then, every month or two, get some Lucas oil, real oil, and put it in the reel, and it'll help protect from corrosion. It'll make the reel smoother. Don't get it on your line. Put it on the reel, and it'll make a difference. You'll cast better, and you'll catch more fish. The Lucas reel oil is really good. It's a good item, good product to have, and you guys should try using it. I use it on all my reels. Oh. Lots of us that throw jigs don't throw jigs because they work better so much than live bait. We throw jigs because we can throw them a lot farther than the live bait, get way past where the guys are throwing live bait. We can go up in the bow where maybe the wind's blowing and get away from people. Um, and what's nice about a jig too is you don't have to run to the bait tank and get, with everybody trying to find a live bait. You're able to just throw your jig out and not worry about it. Like lots of times when I'm tuna fishing and there's lots of tuna boiling corner, I'll throw a bucktail. I'll get the HD bucktail, the red or the glow in the dark, and just throw it in the corner, let it sink, jerk it a little bit, and hook my tuna, bring it in, dump it, put a tag on it, throw it out again, and catch my little tuna that way. And it works fine. That way you don't have to go all the way to the bait tank. You don't have to worry about tying the hook on again. Everything works good. This color is the anchovy. Jeff, that's the anchovy. It's sorry. It's a real good color. It works out really good. I catch lots of fish on it. So This one and the mackerel color is probably the colors I use the most. So, but today I threw the green because you were telling me how good that worked for you on the Barracuda. What's the difference between a Tatty 40 and a 45? The weight's a little bit different and the design. The way it swims in the water is a lot better, the 45. I think it's my favorite Tatty jig. And, I used to use them all the time before I started making my own jigs. So if I wasn't throwing my jig, I would throw a Tatty 45. Yeah, John Collins knots are very good knot to tie for spectra to monofilament or spectra to fluorocarbon. Jet ski fishing? I don't know anything about jet ski fishing. I guess it would be like fishing from a skiff, except you don't take as much tackle. I don't know. Yeah, it helps too if you guys would wipe down your reels too after you're cleaning them. I think that helps out a lot too. So if I had a choice between a Lexus 400 or Trinidad, I'd probably go with the Lexus. Have you had any consistent success catching yellowtail with the bucktail? If so, what colors? Um, Normally, when I'm fishing a bucktail, I'm targeting bass, and I've caught yellowtail while I was bass fishing. I've caught yellowtail when I'm working a bucktail for halibut. And what's funny is lots of times when I get a yellowtail, I'm winding the bucktail back in to the boat, and that's when I get bit. Sometimes when I'm fishing a bucktail for calicos, I'll put a single tail grub on it, not as big as I do for lingcod fishing, or I'll put a double tail on there, and lots of times I'll get bit that way on the yellowtail. I've caught some nice yellowtail Catalina doing that, trying to catch a big calico bass in the kelp, winding it back, and boom, I get nailed by 25-pound yellowtail. So it works good. Jeff, you got to get me pictures. You're killing me that telling me that you're catching yellowtail on the Magic Metals, the light jigs, the MM7s, and I have no pictures. Please send me pictures. Tyler, I think the pictures you sent me would have worked, but what happened was you took an email and you just forwarded it to me, like the old email where you had the wrong email address. So when you just send it forwarded, the photos that you had attached before didn't come through. So you need to send a new email to my email address with the photos, and then I'll get those pictures. Will surgeons not hold up to 75-pound tuna? Yeah, it should. Should be fine. Mike from Big Bear, hello. Yeah, I've done that too, Jeff. I've been winding up a bucktail and I'll get bit. Please get me some pictures. I need pictures of yellowtail. Any pictures I can get on magic metal lights would be great. Magic metal jigs. I just don't have that many pictures on that stuff. I guess I got to pull them off the videos from the TV show. Just take a frame off them. Jeff, why don't you answer this one? Charlie wants to know what setup you should get for 200-pound plus tuna. I would say at least a 32 speed. You might even want a 52 speed, but you're going to want a 2-speed. You're going to want a shorter rod. And it depends how you're fishing. I mean, Jeff can help you, but if you're going to fish a kite, if you're going to, like right now, Jeff is fishing with a rubber band rig and taking his weight down deep. You know, you're not casting, so you don't need a long rod. So that works out good. Tyler, I had problems with my email yesterday, and I fixed that. So now you can send me the emails now, and I should get the emails. But my email box was too full. So that was the problem. So if you guys want to get any B52s or magic metal jigs, use that Save 20 and you can get that. So Mike says he took his wife fishing at 22nd Street for the first time, and she loved it. And he doesn't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a great thing if you can have someone in your life that enjoys what you do, likes to go fishing. If I had that, I'd be married. But, you know, the only bad thing is instead of buying one Teleca or buying one Komoda, you'll be buying two. And then she's going to want custom pink rods. If you can get her on factory rods, then that'd be okay. How heavy are the MM7s and MM5s? The MM5s are quite a bit lighter than MM7, but MM7 is about the same weight as a Tatty 45. The MM5, I don't know, maybe 5 ounces. It's pretty light. But I would really recommend you get the MM7. We just made these for the guys that wanted something smaller. But when I'm throwing one, I always throw an MM7. Yeah, I haven't had any luck with women. If I did, I'd be married, I guess. But I'm very single. April, here's the last piece of your bone. April. There's your last one for the night. Well, for here. She'll bug me later for one. So. She doesn't want a pink rod. Most women like those pink rods. Maybe not all pink, but you know, like the guides wrapped in pink, and then I don't know. What do I know? So, what you guys need to understand about fishing, it's not always about catching the fish. I mean, like I took that kid out for his last wish, Corbin, and for him, it was about catching a fish and the experience of being on the water. But there's a saying that um, men go fishing all their lives and never realize that it's not the fish that they're going fishing for. And if you have someone special in your life that enjoys sharing time with you on the water, that's priceless. I mean, I've had a couple women I've dated in my life that would go with me and they liked it, but it never worked out. But that's priceless when you can watch them fight a fish and get it to the boat and see how excited they are when they land it. I mean, it's fun. It's just great. So maybe one day. You never know. But for me, I just enjoy being on the water. I just enjoy, the smell of the water, the roll of the boat, all that stuff. I really enjoy it. Jeff, Dan, what is the actual weight on jigs? I don't really know on the top of my head. I have to weigh them. I forgot. I used to know all those answers, but I have to check for you, Jeff. I'm sorry. Hopefully Friday I'll be back in the office and I can sneak in the office for a little bit and I'll get a scale out and check. You're welcome, Brian. Terry doesn't want pink ride, she says. So Nick got Mendoza got some yellows at Catalina on Sunday. That's cool. Be on the East End, West End? Where were you? Bo, my wife hates me, encourages me. Well, Mike, you got out and you were on the tradition. You're with one of the best skippers on the coast, you know, and you caught a yellowtail. Oh, one guy caught a yellowtail, handful of yellow bass. I mean, that's fishing right now. There isn't any wide open yellowtail bite anywhere. My last couple of charters, we probably hooked 8 to 10 yellowtail, and because the yellowtail are so big right now, we just haven't landed them. So, hopefully, I'll get some guys that know how to fish, and we can land some fish tomorrow. I'll be at Catalina tomorrow. We're going to be looking for yellows and barracuda. And I'm not worried about getting calico bass. There's calico bass biting all around the island. But hopefully we'll get some yellows tomorrow too. So, hi Dan. My son and I are going on all day on Friday at a Dana Point, hoping for some yellowtail. What size metal jigs would you recommend? It depends where they are. If they're up on the surface, you're going to want to use an MM7, something like this on the surface. If they're down deeper, you're going to want a 3 3/8 or 4.5 magic metal jig down deeper. Mm. Yeah, the tradition has a great skipper. There's nothing wrong with that guy. He knows fishing. He knows fish. He's old school. He's been around forever, and he's really good. You can't go wrong with old school skippers. Yeah, so one of the guys was talking here about fishes with his 9-year-old son, and they always fish together. It's priceless. Those are some of the moments I remember with me and my dad the most. I mean, I'm lucky my dad's still alive. And, I took him on his first marlin trip. I took him on his first tuna trip. I was there when he caught, his first carp. I probably pushed him to fish more. He introduced me to fishing, him and my mom, and they taught me, they didn't really teach me a lot about fishing, but they introduced me, and, we caught bluegill and trout and stuff like that. And from there, I learned a lot, and I've taken my dad to Alaska, Mexico. Um, well, my parents have gone with me to Europe a few times, but my dad and I have fished quite a bit together. Even my mom's caught 70-pound Dorado. I mean, there aren't a lot of people caught 70-pound Dorado in their lives, and I had to help her with it. Lewis, I think we'll do the raffle on Friday. We've only sold a few raffle tickets this week, so hopefully we'll sell like 10 more before Friday, so we can do that. What's Kevin saying? Oh yeah, Kevin's talking about we had a trip. Well, this has happened to my dad a couple times, where he's caught the biggest yellowtail, biggest white sea bass, biggest halibut on a trip that I was filming, and he gets pissed off because I won't let him win the jackpot. So I'm just telling him, can't win the jackpot. I got him on the boat for free, so he's not paying to go fishing. So you can't put in your $10 for jackpot and win jackpot. So, and one time I let him win jackpot, he got mad because I didn't let him keep the money. So I told the crew to keep the money. He didn't like that. So now he doesn't get in jackpots at all. But he still likes to go fishing. I need to take him to Catalina this year on my boat. He hasn't been on my newer boat on my Tierra fishing at Catalina yet. I think he went with me fishing local like a year ago, but that's about it. Robert, Dan, if the yellows aren't boiling, do we jig deeper? How far deep? It kind of depends where you're fishing. If you're at Farnsworth and it's over 100 feet deep, yeah, you go deeper. If you're at the Coronados between the islands, Pukey Point and that kind of stuff in middle grounds, you go deeper. If you're fishing in 50 feet of water, you can't really go that deep. You throw a light jig and you let it sink deeper. You let it sink for a count of 10 or 20 and then work it back. But if you're in, 150 feet of water, yeah, you're at Colonet, you can drop down 100 feet and work your jig back, and then that's how you catch the yellowtail. Let's see. Tyler sent me an email. Yeah, Tyler, I got those. Thank you. Sculpin, bass. Thank you, Tyler. I just got your email. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, if you guys want to get raffle tickets, we'll try to do it Friday. I really can't. I mean, I guess you can do it now, but um, I won't be able to send them out till next week, anyways, because I have private charters. So here is the raffle link. $5 a ticket. We're going to raffle off all that stuff that's there behind me. Okay, so your long point in the middle area. Cool. That's good. Eric, if I don't become a fishing legend, if I didn't become a fishing legend, I don't know if I'm a fishing legend. I'm just an old guy that goes fishing. What do you think you would have enjoyed doing as a career? I tell you what I enjoy doing, and I still do it. Not like I used to do it, is photography. I used to own a photography studio, and I don't know if you guys heard me talk the other day, but some of the skippers, Danny Cadotto, who used to own the Mustang, and some of the other guys, I shot their wedding pictures before I was on TV. I used to go fishing on the boats a lot and fish with those guys. And Danny Cadota now is making fishing rods. I shot his wedding pictures. Okay, what else? Yeah, I think you guys think I make lots of money because I'm on TV, and it doesn't really work that way. I mean, I could have made a lot more money probably doing something else for a living, but I enjoy what I do. You know, I don't have the money to spend a fortune, um, you know, on fishing and all that. But because of the TV show, I can go fish basically anywhere in the world I want for basically free. I have to film a show, so it costs me some money. But you know, when I speak to kids like at schools and stuff, when I'm asked to speak, I always tell them, try to find a career where in the morning when you get up to go to work, it doesn't feel like you're going to work. And that's what I do. I get to go fishing. And for fun, I teach people how to fish. I have a youth foundation, and I do that with my TV show too, my private charters. I do a lot of teaching on the private charters and help people. I think I taught Bo a couple of things on his last private charter with me. So he learned to wait, patience, not to swing as soon as he gets bit. So that's what I recommend. Okay, guys, what else we got here? If you would like to do your own private charter and not go on the discounted trips we have on Wednesdays, if you want to get 4 friends together, here's the rates for our trips and the trips that we offer. And if you guys want to support me and download my app, which you can watch anytime you want, 24/7. It's only $1.99 a month, and a bunch of you have subscribed to it. I really appreciate it. And if you could get another 100 of you guys to subscribe to it, it helps. It's only $1.99 a month. You can see all the new episodes. I have about 10 new episodes to post up there. The guys just finished editing, so I'm going to start posting those up too. Chris, are you looking forward to coming to Bay Area in September on New Hook Fun? Yes, I am. I always enjoy fishing up there with Jay and John. It's a lot of fun. I will be up there in September. And we're taking less people this year. Normally we take quite a few more people, but this year we have to take less people because of the distancing. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, if you guys have a private boat, like Jeff's saying, don't don't leave the harbor without having a tow service. Something like Boat US, Sea Tow, something like that. It I can't tell you how much money it's going to save you. If you leave out of San Pedro and you go to Catalina and something happens to your boat, engine dies, something happens, and things always happen to boats. It could cost you over $1,000, $2,000 to get towed all the way back home, put the boat back on the trailer. So it's cheap insurance to have, and it's good. It's good to have in the back of your hand, knowing that you have the insurance. So if something does break down, you're gonna have a free ride back home, and it's not going to cost you a fortune. So I really recommend you get that. I wish they were a sponsor, but I really recommend you get that. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I got to get ready for my trip for tomorrow. Go make my breakfast and my lunch for tomorrow. Take care of April and do that. So I'll see you here Friday at 7 o'clock, and we'll try to do the raffle on Friday. If some of you guys could buy some raffle tickets, that'd be good. We need to sell a bunch more raffle tickets. So let's get that done before Friday, and we'll get it out there. And if you could please follow me here on YouTube. Also follow me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram. Twitter would be great. And go to my website and sign up for our free updates and newsletters. That will get you all the information about what I'm doing in our email blasts. All right, guys. Good night. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Thank you.